What is going on, guys? Tonight is going to be absolutely crazy. What is up? It's Adam. Tonight we're going to be talking about a lot of different stories, including some breaking news all over the country. So stick around. We'll be right back right after this. Remember, nothing in the show should be considered legal, medical, or financial advice. The views of the callers can differ considerably from mine and Dex's opinion, so please do your own research and consult with professionals. The internet is full of fake news, so please take everything with a grain of salt. And if you've never been here before, remember you can actually go to marfooglenews.com and sign up for push notifications. You can also sign up for email alerts. If you were on there already, you might have gotten the High Impact Flicks censored alert just a few days ago. Again, we're having more large creators send out their own articles and own pieces, so make sure to sign up for that at marfooglenews.com. With that being said, let's get into it. There is a lot to talk about, including fires all over the West Coast. There's fires around the country, really, and these are some very weird and odd fires, to say the least. One of them was actually started by a gender reveal explosive. You heard right. I'll talk about that here in a minute, of course. And then the local fires have gotten as close as 25 miles away from me. The smoke was so bad I was actually having ash fall on our heads the other night. I actually posted that on Twitter. So I'll be showing you some of the videos that I posted, and then some of the videos from local here. Both sides of IR 167 were closed down because these fires were just growing so fast. We had family members. We actually had one family member and two best friends of our family that had to be evacuated. And then 80% of Malden, and it actually could be up to 100%. I don't know if that changed. Of Malden, Washington, was destroyed by these fires. So a lot of destruction. But that is not even the tip of the iceberg. We've got stuff about China. We've got stuff about everything right now. Remember, you can follow along all of the articles, every single caller, everything is going to be on our website. Remember, it's all organized by thumbnail, so you'll click on this thumbnail when you get to our channel here. The title may change. That is always something that may have to actually change. But again, this has every single article, every single tweet, every single video that we show you here. You can actually grab a second device and follow along. You can read the rest of the article if we don't finish it, or you can go back and spend some more time with it. You can even correct us if we misread something or made an incorrect assumption about something. You can point it out. And then here will be the caller info. This is a call-in show. Our number is actually scrolling right here, 224-400-MARF, and you can call in and press option 4 to get in on the show. Today, we also have Dex with us. Dex, can we do a sound check? What is going on?
Hello, Adam, and hello, Foogle fam.
I feel like I'm on. I think the smoke is affecting my skills here. Now, Dex, obviously you don't have any fires near you. You probably have clear sky, but is there anything crazy, weird, weather-wise around Georgia? I know that a lot of other places are weird.
No, we've had actually some of the best weather which we've usually it's been really hot, and that's typical in August, and now that we're heading into September, we actually got some days that were no longer in the 90s, so that was kind of nice.
Well, so not to mention power is flickering all over the country, and I think that very soon we'll be able to prove that it's not just, weather and this and that, because there are places where there are no storms, no wind, no down lines, and we're having power flickering all over the place. I was posting a bunch of that. I was seeing a pattern there that all of these people not had power out, but power flickering, like something was going on with the grid. And then, of course, we had different places where it coincided with the meteors, which I thought was really crazy. I posted a lot of stuff on Twitter about meteors lately because people are seeing just absolutely crazy sightings. And we're talking about, it seems like once a day, people are seeing these meteors come in and burn off. There was a very special one that I posted, and it looked like a scene out of Greenland the movie. It was not, no joke. joke. This was one of the craziest videos I've seen in a while, and I thought it was from a movie, but it was not. It was a real video from just a couple days ago. So I'll show you that here in just a moment. First, we're going to get right into the news. We're not going to wait. We're going to go into this. U.S. spy plane impersonates Malaysian aircraft to fly close to Chinese airspace. It says on Tuesday, a U.S. spy plane was spotted seeming to disguise itself as a Malaysian aircraft as it patrolled intensively between China's Hainan Island and the Paracel Islands, which Beijing claims as well. It says the dangerous maneuver poses the risk of confusing civilian and military aircraft, which in the past has resulted in deadly airliner shootdowns, where they actually took it out of the sky, which most of the ones that we've seen in the last couple of years were accidents, and then later on we found out that they were not accidents. It says, according to the South China Sea Probing Initiative, or the SCSPI, a Chinese think tank connected to Peking University, a U.S. Air Force RC-135W Rivet Joint Signals intelligence spy plane was spotted departing Kadena Air Force Base on Okinawa, Japan on Tuesday, only to be mysteriously replaced by what seemed to be a Malaysian aircraft over the South China Sea. So it doesn't take a genius to see what's going on here. They were dressing up as, they were basically doing a Bond move and dressing up as a Malaysian flight so they could get in and get some video footage or surveillance footage or whatever they were trying to look at. This proves to me, or at least this is just another confirmation in my head, that they are looking at the South China Sea, the islands, the Spratlys, and they are seeing how much they are militarizing those islands. Of course, in the very beginning, people argued whether these were even going to be a military base in the first place. They said that these islands were going to go for oil and it wasn't going to be militarized. And then all of a sudden you saw clear satellite photos of an airport being built and multiple runways. And then you saw some military vehicles. Then you saw Navy boats. Then you saw submarines. Then you saw anti-air weapons on the islands. So then it was kind of like, okay, that's a base. And even in the comments the other day when I talked about this, people were like, oh, that's not the midpoint. It is not a midpoint, but I have shown, and I showed you guys an actual breakdown. It may not be exactly in the center of us, and no, you're probably correct on that. But as far as they've broken it down, how they could get to Spratly, and then from Spratly to the U.S., and it would be a huge advantage compared to just coming from China to the U.S. if they did an invasion. Now, I'm not saying that that's what's happening, but of course they set it up with that in mind, do they not? And then there is more proof and more evidence that they are at least setting us up as the American people to think, okay, are we about to go to conflict with China? And I'll prove that to you with authoritative sources and with independent. I'm telling you, this is the biggest setup, and it's being played out right in front of us. And if people don't put two and two together, that's their fault. It's their loss. We've been telling you guys what is going on here. Then we have an analyst, and Dex and I looked into Gordon Chang. Now, Dex, can you tell us more about Gordon Chang and why it matters that he's warning that China is configuring its military to take out Americans? And I say it like that for a reason.
Well, yeah, one of the things that he's talking about, and I did a little research to find out where this comes from, but, I think Gordon has spoken specifically about a big push from China. That they have a mandate from heaven. And so that's sort of like, I guess a Christian might say God told you to do something. And so this mandate from heaven or of heaven is to rule the world. And he says that Xi Jinping has been increasingly talking about this notion that China has a mandate of heaven to rule the world, and that he believes that they not only have a right to do it, but they have an obligation to do it. And, speaking of they being China. So I think that's part of what's playing into this warning and information that he's pushing out, because he's obviously an analyst and I think he's a lawyer. He's also a talking head on TV, et cetera. So, and he spent a lot of his time focusing on China specifically. So he is obviously well in the know of their culture and what's happened over the last 20, 30 years of China relations with the rest of the world.
Not to mention, he did write a book back in 2001. This was now 19 years ago, and a lot of the things that he predicted actually did come true. It was a prediction of the China. Do you know what the label of that book? It was the China Collapse. It was something called The Coming of the China Collapse or something like this. I ended up going through kind of the Cliff Notes, and one thing that I did see is a lot of comments talking about how he was correct on a lot of the financial side, as far as he was watching and talking about how that the system that they had was not working well. And over the next few years, they changed a lot of that. They did a lot of surveillance. They had a lot of dissidents inside their country. They had all sorts of things going on. This is 20 years ago, mind you, before they had the most advanced surveillance system in the world. So again, it looks like High Impact Flicks is here. Thank you so much for coming in and supporting. Says Adam's solid. We need to stand together. Thank you, Brian. Again, we sent out an alert. Obviously, he is going through a lot right now. I can't imagine, if you go against the 3-letter agencies, then they take you out. So we're doing whatever we can to help other channels and other people, keep their freedom. Again, and that that's a risk in itself. I appreciate you, my brother. Says High Impact Flicks. He's over on D Live there. And then it says Chazzer152. Love what you do, Marf. Never change, brother. Thank you. And then Audrey's Visual Arts, Shy the Coffee. Thank you all for being here tonight. And then Gone Girl, and then Sweet Family Life. Thank you for following. As always, if you subscribe during the show, you will get a shout out. Sea Star Goddess. I don't know why they would unsubscribe you. That is probably just a glitch. Not on the YT side, on the D Live, but I got notified there. That's weird. Viticus Rising just dropping by for some financial support. Well, thank you. Now back to reporting the craziness on my end. Peace out, peeps. Thank you for stopping by. Christopher Robalatale, thank you for following. And Izello Romero, thank you for pledging on Patreon right now. United States is enriching, quote, a hostile regime that is, quote, configuring its military to take out Americans. It says China analyst Gordon Chang said Monday. In an interview on Fox News, Chang expressed support for President DT's consideration of completely decoupling the U.S. economy from China, calling the move absolutely a good idea. It says China is configuring its military to take us out. Bill Hemmer reports. It says, we shouldn't be enriching a hostile regime with our trade and our investment. I believe that decoupling is absolutely a have to do, especially this year. So there's been a lot of talk about this on both sides of the aisle, saying that that we need to separate from them. A lot of countries are now banning their apps and things like this because they're afraid that these apps are actually being used to kind of get into the people. With the whole TikTok thing, there was some serious stuff going on there, and it's no accident that they said that they would be like India banning TikTok, because apparently TikTok it works a lot like some of the platforms that used to exist, where you would look at something, say you were a fisherman. Well, when you looked up fisher videos on TikTok, you would keep seeing fisherman videos. So what they did is they ended up targeting people that were more likely to go out and participate, or this is what was claimed, and they would give them videos and inform them and show them informational videos, this is what was claimed, on how to go and RIOT. If you get what I mean. This is what was claimed, and again, that's why they said that it actually had a connection with that person that they ended up raiding the Houston consulate for. That person had something to do with it. That was what was claimed. Again, other people have other answers for that. But again, they're making their military, it is gone up by tenfold as far as, a lot of people have this old school view of, China's not equivalent to us. And they say that they're not anywhere near our power or strength. Things have changed in the last few years. Not only did they steal a lot of our secret tech that actually gave us that advantage, but two, they had a lot of money from a lot of different scams and legitimate businesses coming in, not to mention basically keeping 1 billion people under their rule. In 1.4 billion, and then taking all that money and then putting way more into military than we were for 8 whole years. It was almost like it was planned. Not to mention they have been making military advances like no one ever expected. And they won't tell you this, but there's military right now that are saying, how are they doing this? They're creating a navy that is going to match ours by next year. They say in some parts is going to match ours as far as numbers wise. So they are mass producing ships. I told you that we got information last year that they were doing stuff undercover. So they were literally making ships undercover so satellites couldn't see it. And then what happened? Dex and I ended up reporting that yes, indeed, all this secret footage got released, and they had all of these huge centers on the water and off the water where they were mass producing ships. So, there's only so much I can say. Do I personally think that they are planning a conflict with us? I have thought this, and this is my opinion for the last 3 years. I said that Russia, China, and the U.S., whoever is puppeteering all of them, who knows, maybe they're all in cahoots, but that doesn't matter. The money that comes out of a conflict will all go straight to the top. So you very well could have puppeteers that are paying all 3 sides to end up and line this up. So yeah, I do believe that maybe some are in cahoots. Like the movie Red Dawn. If you ever see that scene, I talked about this last time, where they had the Chinese, or I think it was actually NK and Chinese, parachuting into Wallingford in Seattle. That was a part of the movie. And then all of a sudden you see the kids driving through all these parachuters and everybody's, pew, pew, pew. And then you see a scene where the local mayor is coming out and he's in cahoots with one of the parachuted lieutenants. So this was a planned thing. What they were showing there is that if this did happen, and they had experts work on that film and others, where half of the government or a part of the government would be in cahoots for something like this. They would know it's coming, step aside, and actually help in the agreement that they would have some sort of spot, or they would have their freedoms, or they would still be able to keep a position after takeover. Now, this all sounds like a movie, but so did 2020 last year. So did all of this. When we called it 11 months ago about the pandemic and said, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, nobody, a lot of you guys listened. A lot of you guys were prepared when all the shelves were empty. How many people have you seen say thank you because we weren't? And we're not trying to get a pat on the back. We're just trying to say for this next step, I hope that people actually listen to what we've shown you. And we've put together a ton of stuff here, and we've given you access to it for now over 2 years. You've had a bibliography of everything we're putting out there. So they're projecting what they're talking about. It says Chang's comments follow a recent Pentagon report suggesting that China is planning to double its stockpile of nuclear warheads in this decade, including those designed for ballistic missiles. And it says that it can reach the U.S. It says President Xi Jinping has been talking increasingly about the notion that China has a mandate of heaven to rule the world. Just as Dex said, this is a big deal for them. And remember, China, Xi Jinping set it up so he is now president for life. There is no replacement. He is going to die the president. Maybe he's working on a legacy. Who knows? Russia, Putin has set it up so he will be possibly the last president or prime minister or ruler or king, whatever the heck you want to call him. I know I didn't find any of the right words for that, but you guys get what I'm saying. And I hope that you guys understand this is not crazy to think about this kind of stuff. It's not crazy to ask questions. It's not crazy to have an opinion that differs from everybody else. If you totally disagree with me, tell me why, and I'll love to have a conversation with you. Again, the number is scrolling down below. It's 2244000MARF. I appreciate all of you guys being here. Lots of good people here. Gone Girl 777. Thank you for being here tonight. And good evening, Foogle fam from New York City, says Kahaja Fly Girl. Thank you. We also have some more documents that you are probably not going to see anywhere. In fact, I don't think you will see anywhere unless you're searching for them. We'll show you those in just a second. Dozens more mystery drone incursions over the U.S. nuclear power plants revealed. Again, these drone sightings and all of these things with the power grid never get talked about. We showed you the physical documents from the NERC that showed that the Department of Energy was not reporting 99.9%. I shouldn't say there's no actual percent. They reported one out of, it was over 537 different events that happened to our power grid. One was reported, and a second, more recently, was a cyber attack. So 2 out of something like 537 events that happened to our grid somewhere in the country all went to Department of Energy, and then that Department of Energy did not report that to the public, the NERC said. So we showed you the actual document that showed all of the different kinds. It even broke it down into people driving into a transformer, or people, pew-pewing at it, or people throwing something over the fence, or people cutting the fence and going in and clipping a wire. Whatever it was, it broke it down. The main thing that you should pull out of that is they don't report it to the public. As a civilian, we don't know any of this. And maybe we're not supposed to. Maybe that's for our own safety. Who knows? But it says, Forbes recently described how a swarm of drones flew in a restricted area at Palo Verde nuclear power plant on 2 successive nights last September. It says a new cache of documents obtained under the Freedom of Information Act, or the FOIA, reveals how 24 nuclear sites suffered at least 57 drone incursions from 2015 to 2019, and Palo Verde itself was overflown again in December, despite new security measures. So these are nuclear power plants, and they have these drones going over. Do you think that it's just the regular average Joe trying to get a cool shot? These are kind of boring videos. And the thing, how I don't think that this is too much of just a regular Joe trying to get footage, is because you haven't seen this footage surface in a YouTube channel or something else, which, by the way, they can actually take this, run it through Google's algorithm and find it anywhere on YT. They can find it anywhere. So if it's just some drone guy that's doing a drone tutorial and decides to go over a top clearance area, that would be picked up by the algorithms. So I don't think it's just some average Joe. I think that this is other forces trying to map out our country. Hence why they said that all of these drone companies were possibly going to be banned as well, because these third-party apps that show up on the phone, say if you fly a DJI app, what was being said is that it sends a wireless signal, high quality, high definition, sometimes 4K, most of the time 1080p, to that device. That device is always connected to the internet, then therefore can have a backdoor and send it right back to, say, a different country. That's what they were worried about, and that's why the government and the military said that they were going to stop using drones made in China, which just so happened that China had drones, commercial and consumer, on lock. So therefore, then you have our entire country mapped out, and guess who did it? Us. We actually mapped it out for them and gave them it on a platter. That's at least what people think. What do you guys think it is? I would love to hear it. Okay, so here is some documents that you won't see anywhere else. I don't think that anybody would even find a reason to show you these. Gene Bly, thank you for caring so much about all of us. Well, I love you guys. And Acid Burn 28, pew pew, thank you for your support tonight. April Osborne, thanks for being here. By the way, mods, we opened up a Zoom before the show. Obviously, now that we don't have our Discord, it was hard to get a hold of you. After the show, most all of you have it in your inbox, the link for it. After the show, I'm going to be going in and just catching up, just saying hi and whatever. Any mod is welcome. Again, if you don't have that link in your inbox, that means I couldn't find you or couldn't get a hold of you. So tweet me on DM or DM me on Twitter. Okay, so check this out. Now, Dex, if you can help me explain some of this, these are letters of support and commitment to the National Security Collaboration Center. Now, this is one of few documents that is actually public that can be talked about, and we actually found this, and it helps in a lot of ways because we are actually doing a lot of different research on the grid and everything that is going on right now. Dex, are you there?
Yeah, Adam.
So I'm going to zoom in on it. We've got 38 names here, and these are the different groups and different agencies that are supporting this new National Security Collaboration Center. Now, can you let people know what the National Security or the NSCC is?
Yes, Adam. So the National Security Collaboration Center is a new development I think it's taking place at the University of Texas, San Antonio. And it's literally in the heart of downtown San Antonio. And it's supposed to be a partnership with federal agencies and the San Antonio Tech Corridor and national security, and focusing on, all sorts of events and intel and technology around that. So it was really insightful when we found this to see who all is involved.
And we saw some familiar names. I just want to remind you, so this is the 38 names, obviously some big ones here. You've got the U.S. Secret Service, the FBI, Army Research Laboratory. You've got mayors. You've got Cybersecurity of San Antonio, Air Force, you've got the Army, and then, of course, Southwest Research Institute. And then you've got at the number 37 here is EMP Shield. They are one of the few that they actually asked to be on their committee and support the NSCC. So there's going to be a group of these agencies watching out for things. And to kind of give you an idea, they are worried about electronic crimes and different things with the grid and different things on us. So this one, for instance, says, as the special agent in charge of the United States Secret Service, San Antonio Field Office and Electronic Crimes Task Force, I write this letter in support of the University of Texas at San Antonio in their effort to establish the National Security Collaboration Center. Pending approval and resource allocation capability, it is our intent to calicate a technical security advisor within the NSCC at UTSA. Doing so will facilitate access by Electronic Crimes Task Force partners to UTSA subject matter expertise regarding cyber physical systems. So a lot of this is this is our grid. This is talking about our cybersecurity, which they believe is in dire straits if we don't get a proper protection up. Again, these are all the letters of support. This actually is public, so we are going to be able to share this on our website. It goes through all of these different agencies are pushing for this NSCC because of what is going on right now. Again, if you go down, you'll actually see somebody you've probably even talked to if you've dealt with EMP Shield, but number 37 is EMP Shield. The reason why we're telling you this too is to let people know you are dealing with a company with EMP Shield that is not only being used by different agencies like DOD, you've got them being used by the Texas Grid on the DEMSO team and Department of Homeland Security. So again, I hope that most of you go out and protect yourself. If every single American had a system like that, we wouldn't be in the position that we are in right now. You guys can check out this full document. Again, I hope that you guys end up doing this. Even if you do not go through us, I would go through somebody else, go through a different creator, do it so it does not credit us. It doesn't matter to us. As far as, of course, it would be lovely if you help the show. But again, I think that most of you have gotten the information that you need to figure this out. We have warned over and over and over again, and if this does happen, I believe that this will end up not only saving lives, but saving millions and millions and millions of dollars in damage if none of these devices that are hooked up through these get fried. So again, this is more back. Again, it protects against all three phases of an EMP, E1, E2, and E3, and it can protect against solar flare protection up to 228,000 amps. It's a veteran-owned business, and it's 100% American-made. If you guys want to read through this, there's plenty of stuff that I would not actually say on air in here that basically tells you what they have in mind, what they are looking at, and what they are putting together to protect our grid. It sounds like they don't have much time, but you can form your own opinion. We'll put it on marfooglenews.com. All right, and then we actually have callers lined up already. It looks like we have Just a Cat Mom. Remember, you can call in at 224-400-MARF if you have any kind of crazy videos, documents that you want the rest of the Foogle family to see. Please let us know. Give us a call, 224-400-MARF. All right, Dex, it looks like Just a Cat Mom is there. What's going on, Just a Cat Mom?
Hey, Adam. Hey, Dex. Hey, fam. I called in because I'm sure everyone's talking about this. I was awake last night, way at night, for Dutch Fence's third update yesterday, which was something that was really, really interesting. And I've given you the link to the video, and the video is entitled Directed Energy Weapon Beam Shooting from California to Mahler National Refuge. And just to give you some explanation of this video is what's been going on is Dutch has been trying to show that there's a correlation between seismic activity and fires in California. And if you look at it, you can see that. It follows the San Andreas Fault and some other faults around Southern California. And we've been looking at the College of DuPage, which you pull up right now. This is their website. And they're kind of like an infrared fire tracker, weather tracker in real time. And he was looking at this, and that first picture you had was from last night's broadcast that he did. And it basically shows like an infrared beam coming out of the fire that's at Monterey Bay. And that he saw this last night.
Now,
and then it goes all the way up and kind of terminates in Oregon.
So one thing to say, too, is many of you know Dutch Sense was ahead of the game on this. He's been talking about hot spots for a long time. And just recently, we covered all of this news coming out about how they are trying to predict earthquakes. And they said that they're going to try to do it by looking at the superheated rocks. Isn't it funny that we've had somebody who was just a YouTuber saying this way before and talking about the hot spots as far as the heat goes, when you've got mainstream now coming out and saying that, yeah, you can look at the superheated rocks to see the tectonics like grinding, and it gets so hot it makes this, this heat come out. So I think it's pretty fascinating.
Yeah, and then there's releases of methane too,
So let me pull up this again. And remember, just a couple nights ago, we had several mainstream articles on this talking about it. Think about what Dutch has been talking about for a year. So let me go back to this again. So let's see if I can go back to this as well. You've got all four of these, and they all show these hotspots. And one was really crazy. I shared Dutch's video, I believe it was yesterday, in the very early day. He went nuts because he saw that fire growing, and he said, I can't believe this. If you guys saw the video that he did, he was watching it live, and just in a couple hours in Washington, it was 60 miles long by 15 miles wide. He said it was the fastest he's seen a fire just go like that. It just went boom. He said even if you had arsonists, it was crazy. Go ahead.
Oh, I just said it's really, really weird. I was trying to, there's such a delay, I can not see the pictures that you're showing right now.
That's all right.
So just to give you an explanation of my photos, because of the satellite and radar tracker that they use, I think it shows only 12 hours. So the first 6 screen grabs that I did are screen grabs from the actual satellite and radar tracker from their website, because it's easier to see on there than the video. So those are all from last night. And then pictures 7 and 8 are from today. So this is like right when the sun was coming up. And I did some like editing on the photos so you could see it a little better, because I know YouTube, it's kind of hard to see.
One thing though, I was trying to find, so was there only 4 pictures or was there 8? You said 7 and 8.
There should be like at least 8 pictures. I have several pictures, and then I have a couple of maps.
Okay, one sec. Dex, I only see 4 here. Am I not clicking in the right spot? Let's see here. Okay.
These look like the original like pictures I got from that screen capture of the website from last night. And
Adam, if you go back to the original link, so if you hit the back button, there should be 4 folders, and then in each folder, so first, second, third, fourth.
Okay. So in the second folder, there's 4 edit, do 5 edit, do 6. What?
The ones that say edit are the ones I enhanced so you could see it better, because I know it was really hard to see on YouTube. So that edit right there, that's where it ends in Oregon. That was from last night. And then that's just a picture of the natural thing. And then I also like turned on the setting on the radar thing to show you the actual coordinates of it. Now, I am not sure if this is actually coming from that site or if it's coming from something that's in the that's circling the Earth. I just wanted to give everyone as much like information so they're not going to say, "Oh, you were editing the picture." This is just a great screen grab from computer, and I just saved it at
what
high
is
resolution.
The map? What is the map?
So that one,
about?
the 7 one, I thought was interesting because that was from this morning.
Okay, and then I'll go back to that one. And then what are the maps at the end?
Okay, I thought this was interesting because I spoke. My brother is a diesel emissions tech, and he does generators like trucks and stuff like this. And he has been really busy today, and he got a call from the city of Fontana, and they asked him if he could service a generator in a residential area. And he thought it was a very weird request. And what they said exactly was really strange. They asked him to come immediately, and they wanted him to do that because they were expecting a fire. Now, I live in Rancho Cucamonga to the left of the screen, and the one thing that he would be serving is in Fontana, and it's kind of in that like triangle between the 15 and the 215 and the 210. This is a residential area. And he was saying that they told him that they are going to turn off the power, and they wanted the residents to have power because they're expecting a fire. And I know it was really hot this weekend. I mean, it hit like 119 out here, but today it's like in the 80s. It's 70 degrees. The humidity is pretty high, like for around here. And he thought it was weird. I thought it was weird. And just looking at that kind of direct energy weapon, infrared stuff, I'm like, I don't know what they're going to do. If I can just get like a warning out to people that might be out there just to be on the lookout. I mean, this is the area where we had the Grand Prix fire in 2004 in the hills above us. But I just thought it was so weird because it's a residential area, and why would they do that, and why would they want him there like right now?
All right, well, especially
so he's going up there tomorrow,
especially for a generator. As far as we got a ton of news last year when they were moving all of these things around. Well, thank you so much for the pictures. Everyone will have access to every single folder and every single picture there via our website. So you guys can go in and actually look at what her work is there, and then you'll be able to see all folders with all of the photos, which it looks like about 12 or 16 photos. So you guys can look at it yourself if you haven't you weren't able to see it on the show. Now, again, thank you so much for calling in with this, and I appreciate you watching this so closely. You sound incredibly smart, so thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity, and just everyone stay safe. If you guys have any questions, hit me up on the chat, and I'll try to I'm just saying, if you live out here, do look at the USGS and do look at CAL FIRE and just try to compare where there's like small earthquakes and where the fires are breaking out, because I think Dutch is onto something and nobody's going to warn us. So we had a pretty wild weekend, so stay safe, guys.
And if you guys need Dutch's link, one of my mods will be dropping it down below. All right, thank you so much, and you have a wonderful night, okay? Just a Cat Mom, been here for a long time. You'll find her in the chat on either, I believe you've been on YouTube for a long time. So, well, thank you so much. And then we've got Jared on deck. First off, Gone Girl 777, thank you so much for your support tonight and every night that you are here. I really appreciate it. Amy R, thank you. I don't know if you're here tonight, but thank you so much for being on that top board. All together, we have 3 people on our all-time top contributor list. So thank you guys for helping support this show. And then we've got Johnny Doom, I love Jesus forever. We've got Jilly J, love Foogle's family, Adam, Dex, and mods. Thank you, mods, for keeping this a peaceful area and peaceful place to hang out. April Osborne, thank you for being here and modding. We've got Stone Magic, Lion's Heart, Tall Drink of Water. We've got Anna Trejo, says prayers and blessing to all. Well, thank you, Anna Trejo, and thank you for being here. Then we've got Sealed by the Blood, says Jesus is coming. Believe the gospel of salvation today. It's all about Jesus. Thank you for your support, and thank you for the message. Doc Bill says, is Billary going to replace Hayden? I don't know, Doc. Again, thank you for popping up all the time with some very thoughtful thoughts there. Sweet Family Life, again, thank you for subscribing. Susan Donahue says, Adam, Dex, mods, and Foogle fam, I've never loved you more. We are #Team Humanity. Thank you, Susan. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being a big part of the Foogle fam. Backwoods Ingenuity, live free, travel light, work hard. Love Foogle fam, Adam, Dex, and mods. Thank you, Backwoods, and I hope your channel's going well. Wesley Miller, hey, buddy, fires Oregon don't add up. Wesley, a lot of people are saying that on Twitter. I'm actually going to possibly, I don't know, I might even drive down there. There's a lot of weirdness going on. Josh Cole, thank you so much for your support. You can always write something with that. Leslie Goth says, I bought an EMP. I just need to install it. Thanks, Adam, for introducing us to this. Leslie Goth, we used to have our Discord where electricians in the Foogle fam were able to reach out to the people that wanted to install them in certain things, and it was like a win-win. Then, you know, it's a electrician that needs a job and somebody who needs an electrician. We're building something right now. So again, thank you for all of the support you guys are doing. You guys will see very soon what we are building. It is amazing. So thank you guys for all of your support. It is not going to waste. Ilea, thank you for being here tonight. Again, I want to ask for prayer for a few people here tonight. Goose Wayne, actually his father is, he's a creator on DLive. His father is going to go into heart surgery tomorrow. So I hope that everybody can pray and send positive thoughts towards them. Ilea, I know you and a lot of others have had all sorts of things going on in your personal life. Everybody's just got so much. It's 2020. Daryl Devine, Marf, what is going on in this country? I don't know, to be honest. Believer 1019 Turner, thank you so much for your support. And then Trip E, thank you for being the last one out last night. So, as far as, you know, other folks too, I want to say that there's one more. You know, there are definitely a lot of people that are going through rough times right now. I hope that you guys reach out and find each other. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to get right back into the news. We have some pretty alarming stuff here. So remember, if you can't handle this kind of stuff, make sure to take breaks every now and then. All right, NASA spots at least 5 asteroids set to closely approach Earth this week. It says, according to the European Space Agency, it is not that difficult for astronomers to detect space rocks that are measured over 1 kilometer in diameter, but it appears to be trickier when it comes to smaller extraterrestrial bodies. It says at least 5 asteroids measuring between 10 meters and over 70 meters in diameter are said to visit our planet this week. When has it been like this? Sorry, hold on. Oh, I missed my chance. I was getting attacked by a kitten. When has it been like this? Over the last few years, all of a sudden it's crazy. And there's always a meteor shower to explain it, right? It just seems like it's like nonstop, like, oh, it's this, it's this, it's this, it's this. When do you remember 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, ever knowing this much about space and about, all this stuff coming in? When can you just look up at any time this whole year and see something fly by? It's been, I mean, you could sit there for half an hour and look up at any sky and see something fly by. Is that normal? I don't understand what is going on here. And people think it's just, oh, it's this or that, or they always have something that they read in an article put out by MSM. I don't get it. Do you guys notice the same thing? It feels like all of a sudden just asteroids all over the place. It's almost every day that we see an article that says, asteroid the size of the Empire State Building, the asteroid the size of the Tower of Pisa, an asteroid the size of the Megalodon shark. It's always something, and it's every day. It might say something about our interest as a culture, that we want to know more about space, since all of these things are these space missions are going on, like SpaceX and Blue Origin and things like this. Or it could be something else. It's a huge shift in our culture to worry about these asteroids. So much so that they made jokes out of it, like 2020 meteor, saying a meteor taking us out would be better than a certain somebody taking over for another 4 years, right? Do you guys? Somebody said astronauto. Like, are you making like a Sharknado? Only it's a asteroid nado. What do you guys think about this? Somebody says, let's see here. We've got Casper Sparks. Sounds like dew war going on. Again, they formed Space Force. They formed these things. They formed groups. What do you guys think about all these asteroids coming into our atmosphere, about all of these things? I'll show you some of the videos I put on Twitter. I mean, just nuts. They're all over the place, and they're coming in, they're burning off, and then we've got all these weird explosions. Not connected? Oh, of course not. Zero Turned, what is going on at What About the Dumbs? That's a good question. Deep underground military bases, as far as all these people that are put into Mount Cheyenne, just so you know, they have not taken these military leaders out. Doesn't that make any of you guys wonder? Let me show you military leaders placed in Mount Cheyenne. I know most of you already know this. This was in March. Okay, March and in April. Look at this. Several different. In fact, these guys were ahead, right? North Command troops move into Cheyenne Mountain. Now, remember when this first happened, people were like, "Oh, because it's the it's the event that we're all wearing masks for. That's why they went in there." They said, we've got to have a command structure. They were talking about contingency plans. They were talking about continuity of government. They put all these folks into Mount Cheyenne, which is a city in the mountain where NORAD is, and they haven't talked about how they've taken them out. Some of them are still working from NORAD and from Cheyenne. And actually, I should say, most of these people are still in there. They have civilians picked out. I don't know if you know this, but when there's something like this and they actually do this, they put these people into Mount Cheyenne and they keep them there until the threat is gone. Apparently the threat isn't gone still, because they are putting all these different people in 3 different locations around the world. And these are the most secure bunkers in the planet. Do you think it's because of the current event that's going on right now? Or do you think it's in preparation for something that quite possibly could come? It's pretty weird. Dex, what do you think about, and by the way, you've helped me cover all of this. What do you think about them putting all of this structure into underground bunkers? What do you think about all of the CEOs leaving and just disappearing and the mass exodus of CEOs during 2019 and 2020?
Well, for one, it's extremely concerning when you see that kind of activity happen, especially the departures, the relocations, some of the countries to which they're going, whether it was New Zealand or, like you said, the underground bunkers that are in homes that are being built at a rapid pace underground, and people are moving into them. So yeah, there's a lot of concerns.
As far as, everything that's going on right now, I think it's a bit weird. What do you guys think it is? I'd love to hear it. Lisa K, thank you for being here. We are changed and in preparation. CEO thing freaked me out before it hit. Yeah. I'll show some of the new people that just joined. But it's no joke. Mass exodus. They have a name for it. It's the mass exodus of CEOs. What was it? Let's see here. Of course, they have something saying before the end of the world, right? The great CEO exodus. This is a bit, tons and tons of people. All of these people left their serious responsibilities. The great CEO exodus of 2020. They actually call it of 2019, 2020. Now we're up to 6,000 of the most influential people in the world who have left their spots and basically retired or left their positions. And a good chunk of them are a part of Asgardia, which is a government in space which they are trying to form, and they are doing all of the appropriate paperwork to make it an actual sovereign nation in space. And these aren't just like, Joe Blow jokes. These are actual elites that have millions and some billions of dollars that are forming this. But nothing's going on. Nobody wants to admit that something bigger is happening all around us. It's in our brains to just totally deny all of this is going on. It's in our brains to think the best, and that's fine. But at some point, you got to stop calling this fear porn, and you got to start realizing, like, maybe the planet's something's going on. Just saying. Somebody's Wind and Rain says they are trying to leave the planet as in the days of Noah. I mean, look at the all of a sudden everybody's trying to go to Mars. It's crazy talk. Right? Cali Kit Kat, it's only just the beginning. Get prepped. I agree. Tower Bear, less eyes in the skies makes it easier to hide something coming in. I was going to try to grab this one sec. This has been torturing me the entire show. This is Rosie. We picked her up about a month ago, I think. She was 8 weeks old. She's about 2 weeks, or I'm sorry, 4 months old or something like that. Oh, you can go. Just stop attacking my feet. I never let her in here, and somehow she got in, so she was just going haywire on the wires. Anyways, I got distracted by a kitten. AI to bring people back to life with selfies used to create 3D digital clones. This is as scary as it gets, in my opinion. It says AI will creepily, quote, bring people back to life and soon use selfies to create 3D digital clone, an expert says. Tech boss Eugenia Kuda claims that we're a couple years from having online avatars as predicted by The Simpsons. It says, in the cartoon comedy's 2014 Days of Future episode, Marge loads Homer's clone onto a computer after getting fed up with cloning her accident-prone husband back to life. It says Miss Kuda, who has already uploaded her closest friend Roman Mazurenko into one of her creations after he died in a car crash, said that the prediction will be another the show has got right. This is so creepy. It says, asked if AI will bring back people back to life, she told Lex Friedman podcast, it's probably down the road. It says she added, in a little bit, we will be able to just show a photo of a person you want the avatar to look like, and it will just generate a 3D model. There's a no-brainer that's almost here. It's a couple years away. If you were able to have an AI and base it on any, so say now there's already sound programs that can take a very small amount of your voice. They could take my voice and fake it. I mean, you could write something, you could type, I am a lasagna salami, and it will say it in my voice. There's already that. I think it's Lyrebird or something like this, and it's an app, it's an application, and it's a computer software that does it. With this, you put those two together, you could bring your loved one back to life and talk to them. What if there was an AI program that, say, they loaded up forgiveness? So you could talk to your grandpa or your father that you never got to say bye to and say bye to them. And it would feel like you are talking to that person. This is like a Black Mirror episode coming to real life. Would you want, and I want to go to the chat on both, would you want to do this? And is there a good reason for this? Do you support this in any way? And don't get mad at people if they do. What if you did want to say bye to a family member? Or is it the same? It's not really your family member. But what if they had enough information on your family member, the sound and the look of them? Would you want to do it? I'm going to guess that most people are going to say no. This could be used, and I predict that this is going to be used for therapy for people with grief issues with past ones. Wow, so many no's. No way. No, it's the devil. No, it's not the same. Holodeck creepy. No, nope, nope, nope. Nah, nope, nah. Nah, nah. Nah, 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 nah. Na 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 na. No creepy clone. Somebody said that was the best one. No soul though. It wouldn't be them. And I bet you that's what they're going to use it for. They're going to use it for therapy, or they'll use it for. I know what they're going to use it for right off the bat. Museums and things like that. Imagine if you could bring Jimi Hendrix back to life, or you could bring. Say, John Lewis or something and make a museum piece with and remember, if they can make a 3D clone, then they can make a hologram of them. Because now they have hologram in 7D or 8D technology, whatever it is, it's at now, 11D or whatever. And then you will have museums where you go in and you have a living kind of hologram, kind of like what you're seeing right here on the screen. It's pretty crazy stuff. Cries 2797. Thank you for the Ninja Genie. You can always write something there. I like when you guys do that. Ragnar 65. Gone Girl 6777. I don't know why I put a 6 there. Probably because I'm thinking of this evil thing in 666. Just crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. This is even nuts. I know we have a ton of people from Colorado listening tonight, and to my Colorado people, I am so with you right there. You guys had 101 degree temperature. I think I'm correct on this one. In some places in Colorado, and then a winter storm 2 days later. Am I correct or am I totally wrong? It says just before 8:30 a.m. Tuesday, the official weather station for Denver recorded 32 degrees. It's a tie with September 8, 1962 for the earliest freeze on record, going back nearly 150 years. It's freezing in Denver, and that is a record. We've tied with September 8. That was a tweet, of course, and it says, even colder weather is expected Tuesday night with the first hard freeze of the season. Many locations along the Front Range will drop in the upper 20s by early Wednesday morning, and the teens will be found in the mountains. It will feel like the second week in December instead of the second week of September. So when you look at all these low temperatures, remember, some of these were at 101 just 2 days ago. Somebody said on Twitter that this reminded them of The Day After Tomorrow, the movie where it just all of a sudden goes into some sort of ice age just overnight. How many people are here that are from Colorado? Almost said California. How many people are in Colorado right now and went from 101 to 32 in 2 days? I'd love to hear if there's anybody here. We usually have a lot of people from Ohio for whatever reason. I think Ohio are attracted to Ohio. Yabba Dabba just straight up says, what happened to my second stimulus? Yeah, I hear you. I'm sure there's a lot of people saying that. Hello from Colorado. Now, do any of you think that that's strange that it went from 101 2 days ago to 32 now? I think that there's something going on that they're not telling us. That's just my opinion on that. I'm going to stick to my pew-pews on that one. It's creepy. They had a hologram of Tupac at Coachella. I saw that, and I've actually showed a little clip of it. That is, if you haven't seen that video, it is extremely creepy. And, that's just the beginning. We're talking about they're going to get it so real, you'll think that somebody is standing in front of you. The weather is manipulated, somebody says. No simulations of personal mullet. I think that's what it said. Breckenridge is now, I think you just said now is balls. I don't know. I heard 2 feet of snow in Montana. Absolutely crazy weather. Do you think that the weather is natural in the world? Just a general poll. How many of you guys think that the weather is natural right now? I'd love to hear it. On top of that, if you guys want to help support the show and protect yourself digitally, there are more cyber crimes now than ever in history. And they are targeting people like you and me that sit at home. And of course, if you are not working or if you are working a lot from home, that is where they're going to get you. You can help protect yourself by getting a virtual private network. You can also get up to 70% off if you get the 3-year plan through our code. Go code Marfoogle. You can get this by going to marfooglenews.com/VPN. Again, this is just something you turn on and it's boom, done. It is the simplest thing. You don't have to go through a huge setup or anything. It's just boom, boom, you're done. And it makes sure that no one logs your data. No one's looking at what you're doing. It hides your IP from the bad guys. And it helps our show. We are trying to build. We are trying to do certain things. We need to have one thing that we desperately need is we need some connections at the platforms. And for that, we need to probably be their customer or something. I don't know. We need to probably look into, like on the YouTube side, we need to be Google's customer too. Probably need to talk to one of their advertising things. We need to probably advertise. That's what we're looking into right now. Because if we are a customer and a creator, I believe that they treat you a lot better. We need to bring a lot of people into the Foogle family in a short amount of time. So I really am thankful for you guys that are going and sharing this with your family members, sharing it with your coworkers. I know that there's some warehouses that are listening to this right now. There's some truckers. There's some different careers that are literally playing this in front of all of their coworkers. So thank you guys. Hundreds of Americans planted the Chinese mystery seeds. We'll get into this in just a second. What do you think happened there? First, we're going to get to our next caller. Jared is on deck. Of course, let's see here.
No, Adam, we've got Southern Boy Prepper who's joining us from a remote location who may not have phone service. So we got to get to him. Okay,
I'm glad that we moved him up so we wouldn't lose him. Okay, Southern Boy Prepper. What is going on? It says Prepper from Louisiana and how they are dealing with the hurricane and no power. So this is your first time call. I was thinking he's called before, but we actually, somebody else called and shouted you out the other day.
Yes, they did. Gloria White did, and she had a lengthy conversation, which we so appreciated. Well, and I wanted to thank you guys, Marf, Dex, and all the Foogle fam, because the outpouring of comments have actually flooded from you guys. I really do appreciate it. My whole family just can't thank you guys enough.
Well, I hope that some of the folks went over and helped support you. I know you had Yosemite Prepper and all sorts of preppers behind you, and everybody could feel for you, because a lot of people saw how bad that hurricane was. How are you guys doing right now?
It was, right now, everyone's fine. We're still on generator backup. And our last projected estimated date for power to be restored to our area is the 25th of this month. So that's going to be literally a month without services. And, our cell phones are very spotty. Verizon has actually, we have Verizon coverage. And they lost their towers. So anyone that had Verizon service is kind of battling the same thing that we are. And of course, internet's completely out. So I was kind of like in a bubble without any service. So with all of the people that have these phones, they had to do something. And they started putting these mobile stations or whatever out. So we're able to get extended network. It'll come up a little bit that I can stay on the phone, but then it'll drop. So it can happen at any point. So until they get all of that, it's going to be like that for a while, I believe.
Now,
I really do. But
can I ask you a question? Where would you be if you weren't a prepper? How bad off do you think your neighbors are?
There's a lot that are out of their homes, and we see it because it only takes days with people without power, people without food, people without water, that they're going to start looting and start going around and looking for things that they need to survive with. And it can be anyone. It can actually be someone that you would never thought would do some kind of crime, but when their children are sitting in front of them and they're starving, they're going to do whatever it takes.
It could be your local pastor
that we're taking now. Yes. And actually our police scanner that we have goes off, and a number of people are losing their generators. They're taking them at night. One person has 2 air conditioners that got pulled out of their window, and they're just it's happening every night. So it's a constant surveillance of your property that you have to be vigilant to watch what you have, because and in prepping, food was never our issue, and water was never our issue. I have a 2-year supply of food. But now the outpouring of people that are here, there's meals that you can go and get. The military's in town. They're helping, and an enormous amount of electrical trucks and companies from all over the states. And we thank every single one of them that's helping us out through this ordeal.
Now, you guys basically got hit so hard, and, do you think that a lot of people expected this, or how were your neighbors when they said, hey, this is coming? Did any of you expect this storm to be so bad? Did it seem like it? Did you feel like it was going to be this bad?
Well, not even us, because we our home was built in the 50s, and it's a large home, but it was built with, the old way with cedar, and the person that built this home was, we never even thought if it was a category 3, we weren't leaving our home. And whenever we started seeing that before it hit the coast, they had wind gusts of 185 miles an hour, you can't be here for that. And when they said it was going to be category 4, we had to make a decision at 8:00 that night to actually leave. And we went ahead and evacuated and headed east 2 hours. Some didn't. Our next door neighbor is a police officer, and his plan was to stay in his home. But then he actually decided, when I called him, he was going to go to Lake Charles and stay in their detectives division, which he said, oh yeah, we're going to be fine over here. We got a big, huge cement building. And the ceiling fell out while the storm was coming through, and that was in Lake Charles. And they lost every police unit that was in their parking lot. It was the detective division. So nobody expected this storm to be this huge and immense. I mean, there's roofs gone, there's homes gone, there's people were killed by falling trees onto their property, onto their homes, and other deaths are because of generators, carbon monoxide. I think they're up to 14 deaths now.
Well, I do know that some of the video and some of the pictures that came out of that storm that hit you were just absolutely stunning.
Oh, yeah.
The one now, have you seen? There was one video that I think amazed everybody that saw it. It was from a shop, and it had, I think it was a Corvette. It was a classic Corvette, and it was up on a lift. And it tore away the entire building, but this Corvette was up on a lift, and somehow the entire thing, the garage doors, everything was destroyed, the roof, everything. This classic collector's car was up on a lift, didn't get touched, and it was exposed on all 4 sides. Somehow that guy's
That's
car...
crazy, right?
Yeah, and so that it just shows you that you could either survive something like that, or... it can just completely destroy you. It can decimate everything around you. Nature's not predictable. You cannot predict anything as far as when this kind of stuff comes in. So I'm glad that you were prepared.
Yeah, and
good thing you evacuated.
Yeah, and we didn't know if we were actually going to be able to make it back home when we got to Sulphur. That's off the I-10 corridor, and it took us, where it's normally a 17-minute drive from that area to our home, which is near DeQuincy, and it took us over an hour 45 minutes to actually get home, weaving through trees and power lines and poles everywhere, and we actually had to wait for people to cut paths through trees. I mean, it was, and of course, when I left, I brought a chainsaw, I brought a chain, I brought oil, everything that I would need in case, because I knew that if you started driving back, you were going to be faced with trees down, that you had to be able to remove them out your way if you're trying to get through somewhere. So it was very intense. And, the Rita's hit us before as well. And this was so much more massive than Rita. And it seems like these storms are just getting stronger and stronger and stronger. It's, we've never got hit with a storm like this. This is the largest in history for Louisiana.
Well, I'm super happy that you and your family ended up surviving that. And again, thank you for calling in. I hope that more people go over and say hi. It looks like you already have some people jump over to your channel. Again, this is Southern Boy Prepper.
Yes, y'all.
Go ahead.
You guys got me over 4,000 watch hours. So I'm going to take your advice too. I really need to get monetized. So I got to figure out how to do that. And just prepare for the unknown, because you never know when what's going to come your way. And I thank all of you guys, all of your family, everyone that supported us and helping us. We really do appreciate it.
Well, it's not a problem. We're always here for you. If you need anything, please let us. We have tons of friends in the prepper community, as you probably already know. I think that it works hand in hand. We like to send as many people over as we can because that's part of this is helping you guys get prepped for anything, and that means anything. I don't think a lot of us expect to have our house torn from its foundation, but that can happen.
No.
All right.
You're right, and it can happen in a blink of an eye, And our stomach was gut-wrenching when we were driving through, knowing that our home wouldn't be here. My daughter lost her home, and my son took a lot of damage to his home, and it's possible that it may be totaled as well. So when it hits home, when your family members got struck hard, it's a sad thing to see. And my daughter's living with us now until they can get back all of their stuff in a row. And they actually was able to clear everything out of their home, which is a good thing. So they didn't lose anything that, their items that they had, they can save and get it into a storage. So they didn't lose anything. So when they do find something to live in, they'll have their stuff to go with them.
Well, we're praying for you all. And Southern Boy Prepper, it was a pleasure to have you on the show. You're welcome on anytime. Again, this is a YouTuber that doesn't even isn't even monetized yet. Has been at over 1,000 for a long time. Southern Boy Prepper, you have a good night. Make sure to check him out. His link is going to be on our website. Also, CJ Blaze and others have been dropping the link. Thank you for doing so. He's at 3.05 thousand subscribers now. I hope that everybody goes over and shows him some love. So he does these prep videos just out of the kindness of his heart. The reason why I tell people to get monetized is because the algorithm will pick you up. They made a business decision, and I showed you proof of this, about 2018, mid-2018. I believe that they stopped pushing non-advertised videos. It was a business decision. They get half of every advertising dollar. It only makes sense that, what do you think they're going to make go viral? A video that's not advertised on, or a video that is? They're actually, on most channels, they're requiring non-skippable ads. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but there's a lot of stuff that's going into play. So thank you guys that do put up with the ads. It does help the channel as well. But again, it's also going to help us get algorithmically there. So if there's a channel like this that's not, they should be. It looks like over 100 people already went over there. So thank you guys. Let's see here. As far as the mystery seeds goes, obviously we covered this the whole way through, and China sent these mystery seeds. Well, apparently a bunch of people planted these. Dex, do you have kind of can you sum this up as far as the Chinese seeds situation? I know that you've followed all the way through.
Oh yeah, this has been going on and continues to go on. But what was interesting is somebody decided to start tracking, at least, and getting as much information as they can, whether from FOIAs or other things, and compiling a spreadsheet of how often this is happening and how many people have been planting. And this article is really long, so I recommend people just go read it when they have some time. But one of the nuggets in here was what the USDA is currently, they have an official guide to destroying the seeds, which includes either baking them in an oven, suffocating them in 2 Ziploc trash bags, or soaking them in bleach. But then this is the big one. If the seeds were planted in the ground, the USDA is currently advising people not to plant anything in that area for at least 1 year, and to destroy any plants that happen to grow there naturally after the fact.
As far as they still haven't, I don't think that they're telling us the full story on this. Like, why are these seeds so bad? Where did they come from? How does something come from another country, followed through the mail system all the way through? Did these people just drop it off at a general mail system? Like, how do they not have the exact culprits behind this? How do you bring something into a country and not know who they're from? That's what I don't get. We don't have an exact name of a company or anything. How good are customs if you can send seeds and not, across borders and not know where the hell they came from? They probably know. I guess they have to know. Why aren't they telling us? That's what I think is weird.
And just to give you some stats on it, Adam, on the plantings, like in Michigan, the people that compiled the data, there was 677 people that had filed a complaint. Probably plenty of people didn't. But of that, 30 people actually planted them. And in North Carolina, it was something like about 1,300 people who actually went so far as to fill out a report saying they got them, and about 60 of those planted. So, I mean, just imagine how many of each of these states, if they're getting anywhere from 30 to 60 different people that went so far as to plant these seeds. We don't know what may come from this.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Maybe it's some of the theories we talked about before. Gary Kuntz says, Marf, we're going through a debris field. I don't know if you know this, but I'm the one of the first people to say that. I know. I believe you. And again, that's what I've been talking about for months. Same with Israeli News Live. Stephen Benoon, he heard the same thing. Talking about tripling, quadrupling. It's crazy stuff. The Air Force just tested, quote, robot dogs for use in base security. It's the quadrupedal robots secured the perimeter of a base during a recent test of a USAF's Advanced Battle Management System. Okay, so everybody by now has seen these dogs, but it looks like these are the more final product that are militarized. Look at this thing. I mean, that thing is obviously military colors, but it looks like it has sensors. It has some of the other stuff. You know, the original ones were very kind of clean yellow. Some of the ones that you see in some of the test videos didn't have all of this stuff on it. These, I believe, have sensors so they would do a perimeter. Think about this. This would be super cool. If you were in the military right now, man, it would be nice to have something like this. You're not risking a human being. You could set a perimeter around camp of these dogs, and it would have advanced night vision. It would have advanced, thermal, everything, seeing everything around. And somebody pops within a miles, boom, it sees it. I mean, you know, knowing a lot of military and having a lot of military in the Foogle fam, you look at this stuff and you say, God, this is creepy and this is, this is wrong. We shouldn't have so many robots. This is one of the places where I kind of support it. One of these guys is going to have their leg blown off. With this, possibly not. I think, if it was my son or my brother going over there and fighting, I would hope he would have every technological advantage fighting. Wouldn't you? I know we have military here. You guys had gadgets to protect you. Wouldn't you have loved it if you had some sort of robot dog to send out instead of your friend who is no longer with us? These are crazy, though. I mean, we are seeing the next conflict is going to be bonkers with the technology, the drones and the robots and this is like Call of Duty. These are score streaks, right? If you've ever played Call of Duty, this is a score streak. Send out the robot dog to check on things. It will scan and find all of the enemies and mark them by GPS. These things are capable of so much. It's crazy. And if the enemy gets a hold of it, so they have self-destruct models. I was looking all into these dogs. They can climb up a hill at like some crazy incline, like a billy goat. Super crazy. Skynet is real, says Duke 1965. Skynet is real. Actually, I've shown documents on this show that prove it. Shit is already bonkers, says Professor Drew. D Live Sleepy, what is going on? Lisa R. Hall, one of my favorite Foogle fam. Thank you for being here. I think we're missing Jay. That's the only person I don't see. Trinity was here, I think. Everybody else was here. Randy Simmons, Dylan Simmons, what is going on? Veteran Steve, thank you so much for being here tonight. End Times says, sup, Marfoogle. What is going on, End Times? Have you gone on any road trips and met up with anybody lately? Awesome. Meeting with Cha Money. MRSA 1, what is going on? Chaos in the ER? Or just stop all wars fighting over nothing anyway? Chaos in the ER? Well, that would be a fantasy. I would agree with you, though. SmartKid14 says Canary Islands had a big wildfire. Love it. You got to post on Twitter. Kaja Fly Girl, were any of the Gina seeds or Gina seeds for bacon? I don't know. Gone Girl 777. We've got Toe Dab Nasty. What's going on? We've got plenty of people in here. DLive 420. Somebody said it was getting up to 4,000 on one of the platforms. Thank you guys for being here. Duke of Stillwater says, what kind of running means walking? Running out of gas. That's a good one. Duke of Stillwater, Ilea usually tells the dad jokes. Talking Notes, thank you for your support. I appreciate it. Seriously. Backwoods Ingenuity, Revelation 6:15. Then kings of the earth, princes, generals, rich, mighty, everyone else, both slave and free, hid in caves and among the rocks of the mountains. Talking about everybody being in Mount Cheyenne. That's creepy, Backwoods. I did not remember that one. Veronica Powers, mom of 9. Smash the thumbs up. Prayers for Trinity, Snafu, and anyone else needing health, peace, or safety. Willing to help anyone in Minnesota. Butterfly Babe, Marf and Dexy, love you long time. Foogle fam for life. And then we've got Doc Bill, start selling snoods. I'll buy the first one. Show the fam what they are. Snoods. I'll have to Google that one. A Nawa says Psalm 83:18 will be the most important thing to know in the end. Satan is trying to bring peace on earth before God. Elites are preparing for war with God. Lots of very relevant things here. More crazy weather. We had 99-mile-per-hour winds last night in Utah. Huge damage in several places with hundreds of uprooted trees, etc. See KSL.com. I will have to check that out. Thank you, Melissa C. And then Other Jake says, seek truth, well, truth may be found. Marfool's Gold, thank you. It's been a while since you've been here. Believer 1019, both of you guys. Thank you. Keith Saberin, my lovely wife and I are usually watching you from our semi on the road. Tonight we get to watch you from home on our 65-inch big screen. Keith, along with everyone else, do not watch me on a big screen. Gosh, I went upstairs one night and my sister was over and they were all watching me on the big screen and I was like, oh, this is horrible. You can see way too much. Duke of Stillwater, thank you again. No, nothing I can really say about thank yous for all of you guys. Grace for you too. Welcome tonight. Auntie M, welcome tonight. U.S. files charges over Zoom boomed IS threat to students. So I'll just go through this real quick. This is something you probably want to check out. This is probably something you would want to read. It's not the craziest thing, but what happened is a Texas man is facing charges of threatening an attack on the University of Houston after he Zoom boomed an online class and praised the IS group. By the IS, I mean Islamic State. It says, Abraham Ahmed Al-Bayadi, 19, disrupted the lecture being held via the online conference service Zoom last Wednesday. When he got a chance to speak, Bayadi says, what does any of this have to do with the fact that UH is about to get boomed in a few days? Drawing gasps from the other students, according to the indictment. He then said twice an Arabic phrase that means Islamic State will remain, and pointed his index finger towards the sky, a gesture common with fundamentalists. Says Bayati admitted his acts on Friday after he was tracked by his online IP address and arrested by agents. Here's the thing. He told agents it was just a joke, showing them text messages from a friend, which included a link to the Zoom class. But then they looked deeper and found he actually had real connections. So I bet you people are going to be looking, and I bet you the actual agencies are going to be looking at this college and this University of Houston and saying, yeah, what if he knew something? What if he knew something was coming? He says in a few days. He says the fact that UH is about to get in a few days. Today is 9/8/2020. 9/17 is a big date this month. We have a lot of big stuff coming up this month. So keep your head on the swivel, folks. I hope everybody is looking over their shoulder at all times. We haven't had a crazy, Fantastic Freddy in a minute. Not a big one. Cali Kit Kat, LB Rules, Mercer1, Robot Moose, thank you for following. And The Weird Pony, thank you for following over on D-Live. Zilren, thank you for the lemons. Homoid. Robot Marf, just mistaked. Johnny Doom, Nosdick, Channel Jammer, 9/11 in a few days. 3 days, to be exact. Yes, that's the... Okay, it's the 19th anniversary. 2021 will be the 20-year anniversary. I'm sure that they're going to be on the lookout then. Spenny340, Heaven's Calling, Matrix 45, all for him. Thank you guys for the lemons. Thank you everybody here, including One Love, Dixie Doe, KCH3, and of course, Veteran Steve and Jilly J. What do you guys think about this? Do you think that he was just joking? Turns out he actually has connections to the IS. Creepy as hell. If you guys don't want to be tracked and traced, make sure to check out an affiliate that we have been working with for now almost 4 months. These guys are really awesome. They make a product that actually blocks everything out. It's AKA Faraday bag. But these EDEC have actually worked with different agencies like the FBI and others to use these as evidence bags because nothing goes in, nothing goes out. So if they take something, say the FBI takes a laptop, they put it in there and nobody can remotely wipe the evidence from somewhere else. But for us, for our reasoning, if you are just a civilian that does not want your cell phone accidentally tracked or purposely tracked, and you don't want something turning on your E911 chip in your phone and telling people where you are and then saying, oh, you were part of a geofence crime warrant, so now we're going to knock on your door because you were next to somebody at 7-Eleven who killed somebody. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look up geofence warrants. New stuff that is all coming out of this 2020 year. If you want to check it out, go to marfooglenews.com/edec. Again, these are extremely high quality. We looked at several different companies. This was the only one that I felt comfortable actually backing. These are really nice. All right, let's see here. California fires bring more chopper rescues and power shutoffs. Okay. We'll get into this and everything else right here because this is pretty crazy stuff. We're going to get on the phone. We have another great caller here lined up. Jared, first-time caller, talking about T-Mans, V signs, and military on the street. Jared, you can come in now, and again, be careful with that V word. Of course, that's why people are not on the platform anymore. But what are we talking about? Military on the street?
Well, how you doing, Mark? It's great to talk with you, man. I love your show. I think what you're doing is great.
Oh, well, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. What I wanted to talk about is the fact that T-Man said that the camouflage people are going to be on the streets giving the the shot. And I don't understand how everybody isn't making this the main issue of every conversation until it happens, because they're going to be constricting the flow of people who, it's going to be like, you have your papers or you can't pass. If you don't have a vaccine, oh, shoot, did I just say it?
It's okay. Just be careful.
I will. If you don't have your shot, papers, you can't pass. The military on the street was quasi commentators, and every patriot should be very upset about this going to be the case, because he said that they're not going to be regular soldiers. They're not going to be medical soldiers. They're going to be regular soldiers, and they're going to be in a very strong, forceful way. I don't understand. It's so close to the mark of the beast. It's so close to everything we've been always waiting for, like the chip that everybody's been waiting for forever to come out. It goes right along with it. It's a brand new. Nobody has ever heard of it before. They have to activate it, and it's got microbots in it. Little machines in it that can gather and teleport stuff about your body. Like if you have a menstrual flow, it'll know. Like if you look into the shot, it's brand new. No, it's never been done before. It's got the 666 mark, and if you don't get it, you can't buy or sell. It's so close to the mark of the beast that it's scary. It's so scary that I won't take it. And remember all the guillotines that they had, and all the Walmarts that was supposed to be FIMA camps? Well, I wanted to tell you this also. They're bringing down America every way you look. We can all agree that the camouflage guys control the weather, right?
Yeah, we're still listening.
Hello?
We're still listening.
Okay. The camouflage guys control the weather. Well, if they control the weather, they control the hurricanes, and they control the fires that aren't being put out. And at the same time, we have riots in the streets. Now, there's going to be an election, and if T-Man stays in, there's going to be riot. It's going to be like a civil war. It's going to be like a civil war, because that's when our side's finally going to have had enough of everything going on, and the right and the donkeys and the elephants will get into it, and it's going to be a civil war. So at every angle, they're bringing down America. To top it off, they're going to make you that in November, it's when the food shortage is going to be coming. So everybody's going to wish they had the shot, so that way they can get some food and get paid. It's going to be like that. People are going to be lining up for this mark, and I believe it to be the mark of the beast. The only thing that I don't know about is that it says it's in your right hand, and there's no telling if they have to do it in the right hand or not. But I wouldn't be surprised if they do, or if it was just a glitch in the Bible where they said the wrong hand, or it's too close. It's too close for comfort. Another thing I wanted to talk about is T-Man and this election. It's not even real. It's a fake thing that's just only for TV and only to make the riots, because when he declared it a state of emergency, FIMA took over. That means that they run everything, and they are globalists, and they are the UN.
We got to
will control them.
Okay, you have to say this is your opinion, because if you don't, then all of a sudden I take responsibility for everything that you're saying. Saying global this,
this is
that,
definitely my opinion.
We've already said probably 12 of the words on that list we gave you. So if you can, please try to come up with a second word for all this stuff. You can say whatever you want. Just try to watch those main 12 words.
I'm going to cut it short then, because I'm having trouble with the word, and I don't want to mess up your channel, so I'll cut it short. But I just want everybody to know that.
Go ahead.
I just wanted everybody to understand that it's only a TV show because, you know, when he declared that, that's what happens. And it's a fact. You can look it up under government paperwork. I mean, what's it going to be like when you can't go down the street? They've set up a tent. They got armed military vehicles there. And, you know, they're all, people are in there getting their, then it's going to be like, oh, you don't have it. And they're going to be, you can't go in stores unless you have it. You can't. So in order to do that, it's got to be, why would the whole world be shut down? And we all know the cold, you know.
Well,
it's a cold.
Again,
and to shut down the whole world for a shot that they probably already have.
Okay.
If the government is doing all this to us already with the flames and the hurricanes and all this stuff, why would we take a shot that comes from them?
Okay, we can't say. By the way, the shot is a word we can't say, and it's probably going on 15.
Oh, I looked it up. It said it's a word I could say.
No,
instead of the DA.
Trust me, it's an algorithm that picks up all of this stuff. I totally get your point. You've beat it to a dead horse. Again,
okay,
what you're talking about is luferase, and it is absolutely what you're saying. You're not saying anything wrong. I'm just saying how you're saying it. If you keep saying the same word over and over again, it picks up a percentage. Anybody who watches knows. I'm trying to keep my platform for everybody to be able to talk and everybody to be able to keep being able to spread as much information as we do. I have it up on the screen. It is exactly what this man is saying. I just have to be very careful because we have so many that depend on this, especially in our groups, and we're trying to build something right now that depends on this. So again, I got to be super careful, and sometimes I just got to be straight up. You got to stop talking about this, and you're saying it as a fact, saying it is this and it is that. So then they take my video, a 3-hour video, whatever. This could get my entire channel wiped because I'm going against the protocols of the WHO, and then boom, I'm gone. That's what happened to High Impact. That's what happened to RFB, and they're looking to just wipe us out if we say anything that goes against those guidelines. And what you're saying, sir, goes directly against those guidelines. So everybody knows your opinion. Everybody agrees with you. Most of the people here do. Just saying, we got to come up with a better way to say it. As far as
it says like I'm looking at the list.
It's okay.
Right here.
We got the point across. So
okay.
Again, I get what you're saying, and you're not doing anything wrong. It's very hard to deal with my system, but again, so I totally agree with you in a lot of the ways here. I just have to make sure that we put that out as an alert. We put that out on our platform. We don't put that out on other people's platforms so we can keep these platforms. Again, we can say whatever we want on our website. If you want to write an article about it, we'll even publish it. But again, we got to keep it clean on here because obviously this is where we bring people in. It's just really hard right now with everything that's going on.
Yeah, and I know, and I went through the list while I was on hold for
we just added
I went
one.
And I looked and I saw, and it said to say that.
Yeah, we just added another one to the list. It's the context. The algorithm is smarter than that, so that's why we do the way we do. It's the context, so it gets what you're saying. It understands what you're saying. That's why we have to be so confusing. And for the people that hate us for this, it's why we're still here. It's why they say, oh, they're still here because of this. No, it's because we're literally taking advice from every which way that we can to stay here. And we're providing a platform. But again, we're beating this to a dead horse. So, again, if you want to finish off, go ahead. I think we all get your point.
Finished. I get it.
So as far as if it is, I'm going to put out something. We're going to show you exactly what luciferase is. It is literal bioluminescence in a tattoo. It is a permanent mark, and this is how they are talking about doing it, and they are doing it with military. So pretty crazy. Those are the facts. That is authoritative sources saying that this is coming. So, well, thank you so much, and I don't mean to. I'm not mad at you. You're trying to do what you're doing. I just have to clarify, and I have to step in sometimes.
The reason why I called is because with all the things that are falling from the sky, talk about all that, and I don't see that around. But this is coming up, and it's pretty serious. So we need to be getting people prepared, you know. And you're doing a great job of that, Marf. You know what I mean? I appreciate your time and everything, and I'm going to let you go, man. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Jarrett, and I appreciate you calling in. And again, I don't like having to do this. It's not fun at all. So, but again, I loved your opinion, and I agree with you. I just got to be careful. All right, thank you so much. You have a good night, Jarrett.
You too. Marf out.
All right, God bless you. I hope you guys understand. And people are going to say, oh, you were a dick or you were rude to him. I'm not trying to be, but that's why Dex actually tells them we have to add one. So maybe that's our fault. But it's the way. We also instruct every caller. It's the way you say things. You can get around things, but it's the context. If you say SHOT 50 times and in the context of this and this, it puts it together, and then all of a sudden, whew, it puts a big old look at me, and then boom, you're gone. That's why we just put out that alert for Brian. He's gone. 1 million people, just boom, platform gone. We have to be smart. We're not fighting with people. We're fighting algorithms. And we're not doing anything wrong, by the way. Nothing we're doing here is wrong. But you're not allowed to talk about conspiracies, and it's not even, that's a word, you know, it's not too hard to see what's going on. You can't question. You especially can't question anything about their guidelines. Or they say, go find a different platform. It's pretty messed up. Sending prayers to those who need it. Smart Kid 14, Mom of 6, Renegade PD, Luna Soul, Priscilla, watch out for Central Bank, aka Fed. They own the world. Just a Cat Mom, thank you. Mursa, Heaven's Calling. Elisa Nunez, great job, Foogle fam. Thank you for your support. Yep, I'm in Colorado. 92 yesterday, snowing today. Did you hear that? Kevin Furman says it was 92 yesterday. It's snowing today. I liked his camouflage gods, though. That was cool. The camouflage gods. What would that be code for? That's awesome. First Fire 508, check it out. Gav 1507, Prepper Nurse 1 sent us. Really enjoy your show. Watch you regularly. Be saved today. Acts 3642. Prepper Nurse, I don't know if you're watching, but thank you for sending your people over. If you guys haven't checked out Ed from Prepper Nurse 1, check him out. He is very awesome. He does a lot of live streams. He talks about all the stuff that you don't normally talk about. It's the question stuff. It's talking about scenarios that you never see in prepper channels. Hot ham and cheese would be nice right now, says Lewis Price. That does sound good. I haven't eaten dinner yet. A tracksuit device. Do we have Jay here? Somebody said Jay. Jay Stone, what's going on? Terrabile, WV, what is going on? Both my people. So again, we're going to be doing a mod meeting. You guys have the links in your message. If you don't, message me on Twitter at Marfoogle. Now I got to show you this. So, can you believe that? That is what is in it. Just nuts. Okay, so let's see here. I've got, let's see. Wow. Don't know how that popped up. Okay, so I'm going to show you some of this stuff that I've been posting. Again, prayers for Goose's dad. His dad is having heart surgery tomorrow. If you guys don't know Goose Wayne, he's one of my favorite trolls on the internet, but in a good way. And then, let's see here. Again, we put out a lot of the stories before the show. So this is last night. This is my video. The headlight, you can see all the gunk. It's not snowing. It's not raining. That's ashes. And it's just this gunk. Not to mention, you could see the headlights. You could just see the beam, like as if you were just driving through smoke. So that's just sitting there in the parking lot. And then Lisa says, I kid you not, had the same thing here in Yakima happen to me. The ashes were black and some sort like coals from a campfire. Weird. That's in response. Did someone fall asleep on the DEW satellite? Fires everywhere. Yeah, pretty crazy. So this was last night. Looking up, it was so spooky, and I wish this video could just like give you the full idea of this. Check this out. Let's see.
The sky. There's literal ashes falling from the sky. What in the world is going on?
Imagine having a clear sky. 2 hours later, you have ashes raining down on you, covering your home.
There's literal ashes falling from the sky.
Look at how big those are.
What in the world is going on?
You can hear junk hitting my covered tent area. Just absolutely nuts. Not to mention a lot of this. Look at this sky. This was so spooky. It's just the weirdest colors. I wish this did it justice. This was after the sun went down. And it was just the craziest colors way after sunset. It's because the light was reflecting off all of this smoke. It was just this crazy pink blue. And then, of course, the craziest sunsets with all the smoke. Oh my gosh. I'm only going to play the audio on this because I don't know. But this is, listen to this.
Police Bureau. To those near Southeast 117 Avenue and Southeast Dark Street, this remains a riot. Members of the group have thrown multiple incendiary devices, injuring at least one community member. All persons must immediately leave the area by traveling to the east. Incendiary devices.
Is it me or this guy sounds like a TV host that they had do the police announcement? At least one gentleman hit with an incendiary mod. Please exit. This continues to be a riot. This is the weirdest dystopian frickin' video I've ever seen, and this is the real.
At least one community member.
One community member. This is like the local bingo announcer.
At least one community member. All persons must immediately leave the area. Traveling to the east.
By traveling to the east. So again, they finally cleared that little area. We're not going to get into that. You guys can go to my Twitter and see a lot of the videos that I share. What a wild shot. So this is how bad it is here, and nobody else cares. If you're in the other parts of the country, you go, I don't care. Well, this is something. Something with just the entire everything is going haywire. What was weird, though, is where the fires were. If you remember, not a lot of people cared about Paradise, right? Actually, a lot of people cared. Just some weird stuff going on. You couldn't see. There were so many accidents. Freeways closed, everything. Fires happening all over the place. I mean, it was just like every 10 minutes, something else. And now there's local fires, by the way. Local fires everywhere. Look at this. Updated evacuation order north of Yakupa Road. This is, of course, the El Dorado fire. You've got fires all along the West Coast. You've just got every kind of thing straight out of Revelations all over the world. It's just absolutely nuts. Remember, you guys can access any of these videos via our website. In fact, we've linked a good amount of these right there. And then, of course, you can get to my Twitter. This was a satellite loop over California, continuing to see an enormous amount of smoke from the Creek Fire in Fresno County. These are hotspots. What? And look at this. What's even crazier, it's like the whole state. Look at that. That is what's really spooky about this. Look at the outline of the entire state here, right? Look at this. To get that into scale, have you ever drove across California? Have you ever drove? This is the entire length of California is smoking. And look at that cloud. Some think that this is all along the San Andreas. Some think something's about to pop off. Might explain why my dog's been acting weird. I don't know. Denver is under a winter storm watch 2 days after the city hit 101 degrees. This is the kind of world we're in right now, where every single frickin' headline is just out of the Twilight Zone. So, my advice is to expect the worst and, hope for the best. What do you think, Dex?
Well, Adam, we've seen this before. We know what happened before, and I think history is a good indicator of the future.
Now, there's one more story here as far as the Prude case. Rochester Police Chief resigns after accusations of cover-up in the Prude case. Dex, can you explain this real quick, carefully?
Well, yeah, this news has been going on for a while about what happened in Rochester. Apparently, there was an incident with a person who was having some problems and with their being detained, and in the process said he had CV and was, spitting. So they put a spit mask or whatever over the person. But in long story short, the person ended up passing. And it wasn't revealed right away in the public, and it came out later. And there's a lot of scandal around it as to whether or not it was a cover-up or just, normal due process. Well, the police chief resigned, and all of the heads all took immediate retirement. They're all out. They don't want to. It seems like in some regards, they're upset with the way things are happening. But I'm sure we're going to hear lots of other things from the media as to what may or may not transpired here. In a positive or a negative light, which is what I'm sure we'll hear more of. But it's just a big, when you see the entire force or the entire leadership of the force has now walked out.
Well, you're going to see this all over the country if things don't start patching themselves up. We've seen, of course, in Georgia, where you are, you had basically your entire force walk off for a few nights there. So, was that not the spookiest thing? This is 2020. We were all listening to Dex's state, to the police scanners, and it was empty. There was one lady who was just there, and it was noise, just white noise, where it's normally a busy ecosystem of 911 calls and this and that. No one was there to answer 911. So next time somebody calls you crazy for preparing, maybe show them some of this stuff. Bring them here. Sit them down for half an hour, and once they get half an hour in, they'll go, okay, this isn't that bad. Because this isn't, people that call it fear porn, you're afraid. You shouldn't be afraid of any of this. You should be looking at it straight on and, right in the face. And once you're used to it, you won't freeze when it comes. Because it's coming. And it's coming fast. Our next caller, we have Andrew, Smoke in Oregon. And we've actually got a video that backs this one up. Okay, let's get Andrew on the phone. Andrew, what's going on?
Hey, I'm over here in, I'm in Washington now, but when I took some video, I was in Oregon, in Clackamas, just north of Oregon City and Gladstone area. And the smoke, it was staying south of us for a while, but then the wind shifted direction and it just started coming up and billowing over top of us. So I've got a live video. You can go ahead and play it. It's on my channel, Dark Age Growing. I'm normally a gardening channel, but I was like, I gotta break this. This is some good stuff, and I've got a video that I'm gonna put out tomorrow that is that's showing the wind damage to my area, including my corn and stuff like that.
So
what? The stuff that's on the screen there's no storm clouds. That's all smoke. It's mostly to the south of me still. But it was starting to roll up and over top of me.
So, by the way, Rip Curl did his first video, and it was to cover kind of his area in Oregon and how the smoke was coming out of nowhere. Guys, check out Rip Curl, but also check this video out. Isn't it crazy that this has created wind? Like artificial winds as far as really strong storms from the actual fire. How does that even work?
Yeah. The wind coming off of those things is kind of crazy. Though I think yesterday the big winds were actually from the change in temperature to the east of us. I'm right on the gorge, so it was whipping through real strong. We probably had gusts in the 60s in Vancouver, Washington yesterday.
I mean, and to put a number, like 60 miles an hour is really, really strong. We thought, I don't even know how strong it was here last night. We've got some big trees. I thought we were going to have trees fall on our house. I mean, that's how strong it was here. I can't imagine when you're, further out, and especially by the gorge where you've got that kind of valley of wind. Well, thank you for taking this video. If you're going to be releasing a video on there, we can, of course, share your channel with the rest of the Foogle fam. Is there anything else you want to say before you go?
For sure. Just that, I don't know if people also follow Ice Age Farmer. He put out a video today about the China seeds and how some of the websites online are restricting sales from international seed providers. It's kind of interesting what's happening now going into potential seed shortages and things like that.
No, and a lot of people have been trying to share that video, I believe in our comments even. I've seen a lot of people sharing Ice Age's video. So again, guys, go over to Ice Age. Let him know that we would love for him to come over and do a article for us. Well, thank you for calling. Again, thank you for sharing this great video with us.
Yeah, and thank you guys so much. I had called a little while back, just a couple months ago. I was less than 1,000, and that day I got such a great response from you guys. It's awesome. I'm still not monetized. I'm still under on hours, but you guys did a number on bumping me above that 1,000 mark. So thank you guys so much.
Hey, all you need to do is go live and then hang out a couple days. Even if it's 10 or 15 of the Foogle fam that show up, them watching, every one of them watching, if there's 15, that's 15 minutes for every 1 minute they're watching. If they're watching for an hour, that's 15 times 60. It's not that hard to get your hours. You just got to go live. Now that you're at 1,000 subscribers, you can do so.
I know I need to go live more often. Right now I've only been able to do like one video a week, and it's been a live stream. I'll go ahead and plug it here. Every Saturday, Pacific time around 4 o'clock Pacific, I go live and do question and answer on anything gardening related, weather. I'm big on the grand solar minimum and stuff like that too.
This is awesome. Well, we're going to have to love mob you on Saturday. Thank you so much.
That'd be awesome.
All right, Thank
you so much.
Dark Age Growing. I loved it. Guys, this Saturday, if maybe before we can go over there and love mob, he needs the hours to get monetized. You can't even live stream until you get 1,000 subscribers. So that's why we normally do that initial love mob, because of that NZ event that happened a long time ago. They won't just let you start an account and go live. You have to have 1,000 subscriber, at least live from your mobile. They'll let you do it from PC. But so we actually help a lot of channels do that, including Dark Age Growing. He's one of the, now I think, close to 600 channels we've helped. Of course, that doesn't mean that we don't ever get trolled. I mean, gosh, can't tell you how many of those channels have turned against us, but we still continually help. That's why I let you guys I can tell if you genuinely like a caller, like I like Dark Age Growing, people just go over and flood their channels. But if people get a weird vibe, use your own, I guess, use your gut there. All right. And then Amarillo, what is going on? Chazer152, in memory of my brother firefighters on 911. Rest in peace. Chazer152, I'm so sorry to hear about your brother. I'm sure he was running up the stairs when everybody else was running down. Smart kid, it says new beam making in X across Cali on COD. I don't, on Call of Duty, I don't know. What, maybe I missed the part of that. Welcome to the new normal, says M. Menching. Mary XX, Unicorn Forest, Jilly J. We've got First Fire, thank you so much for your support. Signal Cusp, Dusty Digger, Alyssa Nunez, Marky Sparky with the thumbs up. Thank you. Kevin Furman, Gav1507, again, thank you so much for coming over. And then Butterfly Babe, again, thank you tonight. He said duty. You got me there. Cher Newton, Avis Swope, haven't seen you in a minute. WV Prepared Mind, Deborah Collins, Susan Donahue, Bones, G. Willie. Love it. Sad Reality, Jared Guerrera. Thank you guys all for coming tonight. Dex. Let's see here.
Yeah, I'm here. Great show, Adam.
We got through everybody, man. Hey, thank you, Dex. And we're going to be doing a shorter shout show, and then we're going to be heading over. Mods, you have the link. Share it with other mods if you can. If they didn't get that link, we're going to be doing a Zoom meeting. Just catch up. No drama. Just catching up and saying hi. Love you guys. Be safe. Be prepared. And Marf out. Now it is time officially for a shoutro. It's not a shout out. It's not a outro. It's a shoutro.
I was walking down with a I love giggle and I love the sound. Philly poo and one more. Mom can't be going. 0 turns it and a Philly poo. Therapy lay and the rest of you. Gotta love it out now. Gotta bring it like a folk camp. Gonna bring it out, I must sing. Gentlemen and them how we racing. Really they're gonna bring back like crap all CPAP, C-bar, gun mobile. Bring it right back down, own it now. dollars on a Bailey. I'm gonna bring them Sadie, Sadie like a Kaylee. Z Tucker and the beat like Braley. Tara Pile. David Guy and the Cindy Hawkett. Gonna go back with Joe and Dez in a pop pocket. Gonna bring it on down. Gonna bring the Cali Kit Kat and I go back round. Minionator, see you later. Gonna go down with the caravan like a grand maravan. Out of the woods in the Sherry Williams, Jim and the Grain of Big Colby Jack and the Peaceful Waters, mama of 6 and the mama of 9. Philly Pooh and everybody getting down. I'm gonna bring it. Gonna bring it on back, gonna go back, just gonna go listen like that. Gonna do it like this, gonna do it like this. Unicorn Forest. I like it.
Terabile, thank you. I'm going to be saying thank you to a lot of people tonight, so thank you so much for watching. I'm going to be hosting somebody in just a few minutes after I get done thanking you. Chazzer152, you are number 1 tonight, but not to say you're always number 1 in my book. Gone Girl, number 2, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for supporting me through all sorts of crap. Thank you for being one of my favorite Foogles. Smart Kid 14, thank you for being number 3 tonight. Tower Bear, thank you for being number 4. Mersa 1 for 5. Cali Kit Kat 6. High Impact Flicks. Not necessary to support, but he does anyways. Brian, thank you. We'll be with you this entire journey. KG Stasic, grace for you too. And Kihaja Fly Girl. Thank you.
Got it, baby, got ready to love. Enemies are all always the Tammy Lane. We're gonna bring it back down, you know we're gonna go back. They just wanna go home. They just wanna go home. I just wanna go back with Zippy and the rest of my family. In the Miguel Gutierrez. Greatest is blood, not my childhood sky. Gonna bring it right back, renegade the PDI. Just wanna say goodnight. Like a tall drink of water, I drink you up. Now in the end war, and I bring it down tall. I'ma bring it all straw and drink it all red with the valley. Gonna bring it on, got that talent. Just I do, I'm gonna be the boss, and I'm boss, gonna do it down. I toss it down with the gonna go be with Christina B. And I this you wanna bring it somebody special. Legend umbrella, gonna bring an umbrella. And Dylan Barnes gonna go old Stella. Gonna go back with the Wilson H in the passenger and the MH. Gonna rate day, I'ma bring it all back and have a good day. And shell it bit beans and rice. Gonna bring it down like I never did before. Gonna do it way back, baby, you already know. I'm bigger than the pictures, I'm gonna do it like down, it's on me, job, you go, do the right, you gonna bring it to the plate, and let it go, thing, and this fair to you. It's broke, I'm on the wrist, I'm doing bank now, it's just a thing, bomb, me to come and me and two, this brush, in a way, that thing, never making me genius.
No way. Secure Team 10 is here? You are joking with me.
Gonna be a fan, gonna do it just like this. Gonna bring it right back, oh yeah. We're all praying for Tyler to get out of the funk and to go create Thailand or the Thailand. Gonna go right over to Thailand. And the Dylan on the barns with the peaceful water. 7-7 bravely, everybody on your darn corner. Gonna bring it on you, gonna do it just like that. It's probably not. Gonna bring it on, gonna bring it down like you know I just wanna say I love it tonight. Gonna do it just like you did before.
You gotta be kidding. It's not the real one, is it? Hey, Tyler, if you are in here, I hope that you are back to creating soon. I know that a lot of us miss you.
I hope Tyler goes back to the A's. Going back doesn't matter if everybody hates. They can hate all night long. If you just stay Tyler strong. Security ain't gonna go back there. Not as many of them strong as them. Gonna bring it back like your name ain't been. Gonna bring it back down.
Jeff Farm 2, Chazzer 152, I love Beagles, Somebody Special, Midnight Warrior, I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for being here tonight.
Philly Pooh and the Mercer one, Cherrywood. I love you, Mom.
Thank you all for being here. Red in the Valley, Gentle Moss, Philly Pooh. Hey, Chazzer 152, Gone Girl, Smart Kit 14, Tower Bear, Mercer 1, Cali Kit Kat, High Impact Flicks, Style Stick. Thank you so much for your support tonight. Grace for you too. Lady Green Eyes, Greatest Love, Hot Wired Barb. We had over 7,000 here tonight on both networks. Thank you so much. Save your sheeples. I appreciate you. Julie Brush, Somebody Special, Texas Rob 49, Hetty Gregario, and I said Hetty to the Shotty, to the Body, to the Heidi Gregario. Thank you so much. Heidi Whitetail. Oh, Sunshine B, WV, Bring It Back, Big V, End Times, Chum Money, Chum Money, Chum Money, Chum Money. I love that guy.
Foogle News.
Whoa, no dinner, no date, just right into it.
Where apocalypse roams, looking outside of my window, seeing a crescendo. I'm not going out there where apocalypse roams, looking outside of my window, seeing a crescendo. I'm not going out there where apocalypse roams. Foogle News, where are you? Only news I use. Marfoogle window, seeing a crescendo. I'm not going out there where apocalypse wrong.
Gotta go back down with the Gen Lee, next gen, cogitative bears and the Garricoons. I'm not Tyler, security. Gotta go back down and I got a feeling like the mama of six and the shot of bud. Gonna bring back, holy crap. No way. It actually is Secure Team 10? No, that's gotta be a fake account. Dude. Man, you just made my night.
Apocalypse wrong, looking outside of my window, seeing a crescendo. I'm not going out there where apocalypse wrong, looking outside of my window, seeing a crescendo. I'm not going out there where apocalypse wrong. Marfoogle News, where are you? Only news I use. Marfoogle News, Marfoogle News, where are you? Only news I use. Marfoogle News, Marfoogle News, where are you?
CJ, where's this link at? Let's see here. Let's see here. Oh, man.
Go check out old back kitty on the gun girl trip is everything for me. I'm gonna bring it back now in bikini. Oh, JC88, thank you, meanie. Oh, da 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 da. Oh, da 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 da. 2 point out, no D on thousand. Going back, still watching on my found it. Oh, back now, bring it on down. I'm gonna bring it on down.
Okay, CJ, I see you. I'm trying to make sure that we pull that back. Is it really him? Oh my goodness. All right, I'm gonna try to grab that link, and we will put that on our website. Don't tell me his old one got hit. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's see here. I don't want that one. Here, what is this playing? Let's see here. Okay, Tyler, I hope you can write an article for us. Man, that would be a very interesting one. I know there's a lot of people that would listen to that one. Okay, let's see here. This is playing. Let's get over to this. I hope there's still so many people here. Hopefully, you guys all love mob as one last love mob request. Tyler from Secure Team. Secure Team 10. Starting over. I don't know why yet, but either way, you guys know the drill. I don't understand this at all, but whatever. All right. I hope you're not gotten yourself into all this drama. All right. You have a good night, guys. Make sure to go check out, and link will be on the website. All right. You guys have a good one. Be safe. Be prepared. And Marf out. Mwah. Thank you guys for just being here through everything that's been going on. Love you guys. I've dealt with a lot of stuff myself, so I know. All right. Good night. Be safe. Be prepared. And Marf out.